okay, fuck you too.
It's been a fucking annoying day, let me tell you much them, fucking you working, get a call in, someone comes in, they're like, hey, I have a problem. Well, like, great, what's the problem? They tell me the problem, I'm like, great, here's a solution. They're like, yeah, but I don't like that solution.
I mean, did you spend the whole day throwing up?
No.
Your day was better than mine.
Oh, we'll perish, I guess.
Oh, that sucks.
No, I got sick fucking, I think Wednesday it felt like, but fucking, I've just been fucking vomiting the past 2 days. It sucks.
Have you tried not vomiting?
That's rough, nose.
I have tried that. I have been drinking water, drinking other shit to prevent that. I've been drinking a lot of ginger ale to help.
Are you drinking like actual ginger ale, or are you drinking store brand ginger ale filled with corn syrup?
Let me check. Schweppes ginger ale.
Corn syrup. Okay, so you're drinking corn syrup. You're not drinking ginger ale.
Look, I can't exactly go out to the store and say I want the best ginger ale. I have to send other people out to get it because I can't leave my.
Right, I know, but my point is that you're not drinking ginger ale. There is literally no ginger in that ginger ale. It's just flavored corn syrup.
Well, that explains why it didn't really help.
Yeah, no shit. Half the time when people say they feel better after drinking a Schweppes ginger ale, it's A, because they just got fucking injected with liquid sugar, and B, psychosomatic placebo effect.
Why the fuck would you even drink ginger ale anyway? I've never heard of that.
What do you mean, really?
I've never heard of drinking ginger ale if you're sick.
Oh, wait, you know what? Actually, that might be a northerner thing, because my mom's the one who did that with my little brother. Never mind.
Oh, you know what? That's fair.
This could be a northerner thing.
It
Yeah,
is a northerner
ginger ale helps to soothe the stomach. However, I found out there's a secondary reason for
actual ginger ale. But yes.
I found there's a secondary reason as well, like why you do that and eat saltine crackers.
Because it absorbs stomach acid?
Well, that, and when you do puke, there's actually no taste to them.
Yes.
When they come back up.
Yes.
So they help calm your stomach, and they don't taste like garbage when they come back up.
Yes.
That's why you eat noodle soup and drink water.
Yeah, but then you puke in it. It tastes awful.
I've never heard of taking noodle soup for an upset stomach.
Yeah, part of the saltine cracker. Well, no,
soup is more for like fever and stuff.
Yeah. No, saltine crackers are very important for an upset stomach because they soak up the acid, which is hell coming back up.
Yeah, as for soup, like soup is easy on the digestion.
Yeah.
But if you're experiencing,
I mean, I'm literally just having broth right now.
Broth.
Well, yeah, but it's not like helping you. It's easier.
Speaking of soup, I had some lobster bisque. It was nice and thick. I enjoyed it.
Disgusting.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You gonna put some of them spices on that dirt there, Mr. Louisiana?
Okay, look, I don't make soup out of giant cockroaches.
Yeah, well, excuse me for going to kill God down in the ocean.
I'm sorry, hang on a second. You're from Louisiana, right?
Yes, and I'm about to tell you, I don't eat crawfish either for the same reason.
Okay, well, first off, your state's known for it. Second, crawfish are good if you do them right.
Yeah.
No, they're disgusting.
Third, I have more respect for a seafood eater than I do people who overseason everything because they destroyed their own taste buds and won't admit it.
Destroyed. Annihilated.
One could
even say obliterated.
Do not overseason. That'll fucking ruin it. But there is a correct amount of seasoning, and it's more than most people are adding.
Yeah,
also most people have salt.
It's less than what you
want to know another little fun fact of what the word seasoning means? It means salt.
Yep.
Yes, salt.
Yeah.
So that was a fun thing to learn.
Yeah.
The proper term should actually be spices in most cases.
Spice.
Those are very specific.
Yes.
Herbs and spices. You add herbs, spices, and seasoning.
Yeah, so funny little story right before we get started tonight. So back in college days, right, we're retarded, and me and my roommates are hungry. So we're hungry and retarded.
Oh no.
And we were like, hey, you know what? We should make chili because chili is great, and we're from New Jersey, and no one else knows how to make chili.
I can't imagine that went very well.
Oh my god. Okay.
Everyone gets chili wrong. New Jersey is the only one that makes it right. So anyway, so we go down to the local co-op, and because we're in Vermont, and so we go down to the local co-op and we buy a bunch of tomato, and we get some of that tomato sauce, and we get like a fucking shitload of cheese, a nice mix of pepper jack and cheddar. And what else do we pick up? We got some nice 80-20 beef, lots of 80-20 beef, and onion, garlic, jalapenos, all fresh as hell. And what else do we put in that thing? Right, so we got all that shit. And then it came to the final ingredient listed on this chili recipe. Seasoning salts.
Oh no.
And we're looking at each other, we're like, what the fuck is a seasoning salt? How is this different from salt?
Oh, seasoning salt is weird but delicious.
Yeah, we didn't know seasoning salt was a specific kind of salt.
Bro, it gets even worse when you realize that there's different kinds of seasoning salt as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
So
That
anyway,
makes it worse.
so no, it gets worse. So we're like, oh, you know what? Why don't we just go down to the condiments aisle and we'll probably find salt there, and we'll just take the salt.
Oh no.
So we go down to the condiments aisle, and there's no salt in the condiments aisle. And we're like, that's weird. Why is there no salt in the condiments aisle? And then we go to the next aisle just to make sure we didn't somehow miss it, and that's the salt aisle. They sold 128 kinds of salt.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
And we looked at each other and we're like, ooh, this might be a little bit harder than I thought.
Used to having just like the fucking table salt right there, you just buy it, no problems. Now there's like 300 billion types of salt.
So we're like, okay, so which one of these is the seasoning salt?
None of them.
Yes, actually, that's the. If you want to skip to the end of that story, the surprise answer to that question is, in fact, none of them. None of them were the seasoning salt. But in our hungry, college-aged, addled minds, we looked at the salts and we're like, well, if we grab an ounce of each salt.
Oh no.
Oh.
No.
And mix it all together.
This did not end well.
Then that'll basically be like a seasoning salt, right?
I can already tell it didn't end well.
I hate that I can track the logic.
Yeah.
And I'm still sitting here like, this is still stupid though. I can track where they're going, but I don't like it.
See, that was the problem. It made a lot of sense at the time, and none of us could really refute the idea. So,
None of you tried hard enough.
well, we were also hungry. So,
Were you stoned?
what?
Were you also stoned?
No, we were just hungry and stupid. So anyway, we're down at City Market.
City Market.
Yeah, you know City Market, yeah.
I too shopped at the City Market.
We all went to City Market.
Okay.
So anyway, So we grabbed an ounce of every salt available. And then we turned to the spices.
You fools.
Oh no.
And then we were like, oh, they also sell 128 spices.
No.
You can't have been that retarded.
Why don't we just get an ounce of each too, just to balance it out?
They were that retarded.
Here's the thing. Technically, I already know this story,
Yes.
but I'm adding to it for the comedic effect here.
So we do that. So we arrive at the front aisle, and they start checking us out, because there's no self-checkout at this co-op. There is only aisle checkout. And, you know, she rings up, like, 7 cans of fucking tomato sauce and, like, 3 pounds of cheese and, you know, like, 6 pounds of shredded meat. And she's kind of, like, looking at the 3 of us, and she's like, okay, yeah, then this kind of basically checks out.
Yeah,
And
she's
then-
making chili makes sense.
And then she looks over. Oh, well, and, you know, onions and garlic and etc. And then she looks over. And she sees the, like, 100-some bags. Little tiny ounces.
Hmm.
And she picks one up. And then she looks at us and goes, "Where's the label?"
Oh no.
And we look at each other like, we were supposed to label these?
Wow.
Because we were just like, it's salt. It just costs the same, right?
No!
So she just gets this fucking dead look in her eyes as she looks at the bag. He registers what we just said to her, and then looks at the other 100 bags.
You're such a fucking prick. You know what? You deserve to ruin this chili now.
So anyway,
That chili was just karma kicking in.
so anyway, we get home with our 100 ounces of spices and salts, and our multiple pounds of meat. And we get into the kitchen and we're really pumped. We got this fucking giant pot and we are ready. We're heating up the tomato sauce. We're chopping the vegetables and mashing the garlic, and we're doing all the things that it says we need to do for this. We're chopping the jalapenos. And it's getting hot because we have this stove running now, and we have, like, we're like, oh shit, we gotta cook the meat too, guys. And so we start putting the meat in the pan, and then, like, halfway through putting the meat in the pan, we realized, how do we turn the meat in the pan? Because we put too much meat in the pan.
Oh my god.
Do you really?
So we got Al, we got Big Al, he's got 2 giant wood spoons, and he's, like, gripping the meat and, like, flipping it inside the pan.
Oh, ow.
And we're cooking the onions and garlic in another pan, and we're boiling the tomato sauce in another pan or pot, and so the fucking chopped vegetables are done, and we toss it into the pot, and as he's cooking the meat, he's like, that's brown enough, and he tosses that in the pot, and so we get to the spices and the salts, and we look at all the bags, and we just go. So it was like mix this into a giant, like, dish and we just pour that in.
Salt abomination.
So we just mix all the salts and spices together and just pour it all into the fucking boiling concoction we now have brewing. And it's like 99 degrees in the room now because we have the fucking stove going full blast.
This shit can't be true.
And so at some point we all just kept taking our clothes off.
What?
Because it was getting hot, so we were taking our clothes off. And so then our final roommate comes in. And he walks into the apartment. And he sees 3 fat men with only their boxers on cooking a massive vat of chili.
I don't see anything wrong with this situation.
And he just looks at us, turns around without saying a thing, and leaves.
I too
No,
would
that's
just
nice,
simply
man.
depart.
And we're all just like, why'd he leave? And then we look at each other and we're like, oh, we're in our underwear. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
We have entered our underwear. This is a mistake.
And so anyway, we kept cooking the chili, and so we finished cooking the chili, and then we all bowl out a giant slop of chili for ourselves, and we coat that shit in some pepper jack and cheddar, and we sit down on the couch to watch Code Lyoko together, and the chili was delicious, possibly the best fucking chili I've ever had in my entire life. And we had enough chili for the day after that, and the day after that, and we had 3 meals of chili for like 3 days straight, and it was fucking delicious every single meal.
I think you guys lied to yourselves.
That
No,
sounds like bullshit to me.
no, we paid for that shit. We're fucking eating it, Max. It was delicious.
Oh, it was one of them.
With
The fact that you
128
didn't
different
die
kinds of
is
salts and
upsetting to me.
spices.
I told you, people
Yeah,
from New Jersey know how to make chili.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You quite literally don't. Shut the fuck up.
God,
No.
I don't even want to imagine your guys' sodium intake over those 3 days.
Woo, son.
It was an intake. Yeah, now, like, looking back on it, that was a lot of salt. Like, that was like one of those
APD levels of salt, or just
well,
NA
like,
dose?
okay, so to give you an idea of how much spices and salt we put into that fucking vat of chili, it was like, one of those wide bowls you get for like a party bowl for chips.
Oh God, why?
It was like it like filled like 3/4 of that party bowl.
Oh, what the
He
fuck?
just said they got.
How are you not dead?
He just said that they got almost 240 ounces of this stuff.
Yeah.
How are you not fucking dead?
What is that, about 4 to 6 pounds, give or take? No.
It was pretty heavy at the end.
No, 16 ounces. Oh my lord, you put nearly 12 pounds of shit in there.
Yeah, it was great. It was the best fucking chili.
I think the funniest part about that, completely unrecreatable by these idiots.
Unrecreatable, never repeatable. We could never do this series of events ever again. Couldn't be done.
I'm telling you, you guys just deluded yourself into thinking it tasted good. That's why you can't recreate it.
No, we can't recreate it for a lot of reasons. One of those reasons being we don't remember what salts and spices we put in. And I mean, like, yeah, I know we took like basically all of them, but like,
To be fair, here's the thing: they were in Vermont, so
Yeah.
the level of random salts and spices that were attainable.
yeah, it was a co-op. Like I said, the important part here is it's a co-op, and so what they have is whatever they're able to buy. It's not like they refill every week sort of thing. It's like you just didn't get some stuff some weeks or months.
I mean, I just want to point out though, like, 100 different salts, 100 different spices. You are incredibly lucky that they did not clash in a horrible, just abomination of food. You guys did technically just win the lottery. You just wasted it on 3 days of chili.
It was the best 3 days of chili of our lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, as for how we didn't die, well, let me just say, we all ate KKDs about every single night for like a solid 3 years. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm basically
Where the fuck was
immortal.
KKDs?
What do you mean? Where there was KKDs?
What is a
Krispy Kreme donut.
KKD?
Krispy Kreme donut.
No,
Oh.
Country Cart Deli.
Ah.
Oh,
No.
that place. I was
Mm.
like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. So anyway, KKDs possibly. It was like a fucking little tiny corner shop. I'm talking about like maybe the size of your fucking bathroom, right? And they just sold stoner food. I mean, it's what it was. They were open
Yeah.
from 7 in the morning to 4 in the morning.
Oh God.
What about that
Of
corner
course.
store that was right by the dorms?
That was the Willingston, Willowboro, Winooski, the Winooski
Yeah.
corner store. Yeah, they were not they were not stoner, dude. They were literally just generic corner store and a bit of a decent breakfast.
I don't know.
A
Those bacon
surprisingly
burgers-
decent breakfast.
Dude, half of that store was fucking sure fine. Don't give me that shit.
Fair enough.
Anyway, KKDs, their biggest point of period of time where they were getting orders was at 1 in the morning. And I know this because I was there at 1 in the morning.
Wondering why all
You were
these
their-
assholes
you were their
here
best
in the
customer?
morning as well.
No.
I
no.
was actually one of their best customers because it actually got to the point where they just had my order ready before I even called them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
I mean, look, I
I
can't
love
say too
having
much
that
because
level.
I have reached a point like there's a place that I go with a coworker to get lunch at this one place every Wednesday. And he takes his break at 11:30, we leave. And yeah, by the time we get there, yeah, they're just like, "Oh, hi person, we'll have your order ready in a few minutes." And we're like, "Okay, but what happens if we like go somewhere else?" And they're like, "Well, we'll probably call the cops."
I'd like to report a missing person. We haven't seen them in 1 week.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was great because I would like show up and they'd be like, "Oh, hey, Sneaky, your order's right here." I was like, "I didn't even order it yet," and they're like, "Yeah, but you come here every night at 1 o'clock exactly." I was like, "Yeah, that's fair. That's fair."
Honestly, we're curious if you're autistic or not, kid.
No, it was fucking Vermont, dude. Yes, the answer was yes. That's why they knew I would come at 1 o'clock every single night. But anyway, like I said, so it was stoner food because half of the food they sold was just the other half of the menu, but we put hash browns in it.
Nice.
And the triple threat is by far the best sandwich I've ever seen invented. It is a fist of fried ham, and I do mean a fist. They literally just fist the fried ham, and that's how much ham you get on the sandwich.
Oh no.
Oh.
And then they fry
is-
that.
I
And
want to
the-
be clear. He is not exaggerating.
And then they take a fist of bacon, and they take 3
Me and the boys-
sausages.
Me and the
Oh,
boys fisting the
Lord.
pig at 1 a.m.
Oh man, this sounds like I need to take a trip up to New Jersey with Sneaky as a guide, or Vermont with Sneaky as
Yes.
a guide, and just
Oh,
like,
Listen,
absolutely.
hey,
I
I
know
will
all the big great places,
absolutely
yeah.
do a trip back to Vermont with
if this place is
you
still
two.
here, take me there. I'm buying lunch for us.
Oh, dude, I know so many places I would have to take you, because there's a lot of good food niche places.
Vermont had a lot
Niche
of that.
places
And
are the best
listen,
place to get good food.
for as much as I hated the artisanal coffee places, some of them were fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Like,
Um.
It was like
I-
a 50-50 bet whether or not you were gonna get like the most amazing drink of coffee of your life or dog piss.
Yep. Pretty much.
No, I want to be clear. There was no in between.
Yep.
That sounds.
To be fair, that sounds a lot like Australia, but that's because basically all of Australia are coffee snobs.
Also, possibly some of the best root beer you'll ever have is Rookie's root beer. And Rookie's root beer is brewed by a barista out of her garage on weekends.
Okay, that's how you know it's good.
Exactly.
Oh, and
no,
by the way,
Yes,
Rookie didn't take
Starbucks failed in
shit.
Starbucks is actually failing in Australia, and most of its stores have closed down because
not
all the
surprised.
Australians say the coffee's shit.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that's
So,
not surprising.
Australians are huge coffee snobs. Our cafes, we don't care how good your food is. If your coffee's shit, you're gonna fail and shut down.
Also, another reason why you can tell Rookie's root beer is an excellent product is that Rookie is quite overweight, which means she knows exactly what she's talking about. It's just the truth. I'm sorry. If you go to a steakhouse, you find the fattest waiter available, and you ask him what to eat. It's just fact.
You know,
Except
want to
if they're
disagree,
too fat. If they're too fat to leave their home or get out of their bed, it means they just shove anything in, and they're not a good choice.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's
like,
why
want
you
the
gotta
ones
find the one that's a
ironically-
waiter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You want the one that's still fat enough to be in civilization.
Oh, not even that. Just like, oh, your gut is poking slightly over your pants. You're probably a good cook. I'm gonna try your food.
Yeah.
Like it's all the like best rib chefs I've seen usually have some punch to them.
Oh, of course. Well, obviously they sample their own
Also-
food.
Also, their arms are probably like built as fuck. And you do not want to take a swing.
Oh yeah, they're all good old boys. Yeah.
Yeah, listen, I was gonna say, you know, I hate quoting Shakespeare when it's applicable because quoting Shakespeare makes you sound like an asshole, but it's a poor
Yes.
chef that can't lick his own fingers, boys.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yes.
But anyway, so point being, so the triple threat it's 3 sausages, 3 hash browns, 3 fried eggs, a fist of fried ham, and a fist of bacon on a sub roll.
A fist of bacon on top of the fist of fried ham, huh?
It's called a
Yes.
triple threat for a reason.
That is
Because
beyond
you have a triple the
And
amount of bread
you
of a,
just
of
named,
a quadruple bypass.
5 foods that are high in cholesterol.
It was the most delicious thing you'll ever fucking
Sneaky,
taste.
don't forget to include the obscene salt content.
Well, I mean that just comes.
just
Like they
included-
well, no, they don't salt it. They don't salt it. That just comes.
No, they
natu-
salted that fistful of ham, my friend.
Really?
They put extra salt on that ham.
I don't
The
know.
ham
I don't
probably
know.
came that salted.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
the-
No,
all
I,
the
Well,
I,
okay,
I
then again, it's
watched
Vermont,
them
it
cook
might
that
have.
shit. Yeah, it's
The
probably
pig when
salted
it was
ham. Yeah,
The
Oh,
pig
yeah,
when it
for
was
sure.
alive probably ate all of that salt.
yeah.
I'm sorry, you don't need to mention the salt content. The foods you mentioned, I'm just like, oh,
I mean
cool.
the
That's why
fucking
sodium-
the calorie
sodium
count on
is
that fucking thing was like 2,500 calories.
that low, really?
I
I
mean,
would've
it might have
expected,
been
like,
3,000.
I was gonna say I would have expected more like 35.
Yeah, it was very high.
Like, Yeah, it sounds like the kind of thing where like if they offer mayo, you're just like, yeah, sure, fuck it, I'm already at like.
Oh, you don't put mayo on this. You don't put any condiments on this. You don't put fucking ketchup on this.
No.
You fucking eat this shit raw.
Nice.
And yeah, so anyway, that was $11.
11.
Listen, no,
Well,
listen.
that's
You have to
expensive.
understand.
Considering
This was
calorie
in
count,
Vermont,
makes
so
sense.
they were getting all of that stuff straight from a farm for like
That was like 3
2
blocks.
beats and a friendly wage.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised it's so cheap. If you tried to get that fucking here, it'd be like.
That's what
30
I'm
to-
telling. That's what I'm
No,
trying to
but
tell you.
yeah.
You gotta understand. Vermont is
What the
like
fuck?
nothing but co-ops.
Vermont
farms.
is also masturbatorily self-reliant.
Yeah, well, I do want to point out that like hole in the raw walls down here in the south might have a similar item for more like $8. So that may just be the difference in cost of living between Vermont and here.
Yeah, probably. I
Like,
mean,
for that amount of food, I could go to Cracker Barrel, get same amount for like $10, and it also.
Oh no,
Cracker Barrel
no.
does not count.
No,
Cracker Barrel operates off happy thoughts and demon deals.
no, Cracker Barrel. No, I know this. I know
I
this.
did
I
not.
know the food.
By the way, I want to point out I am not slandering the deliciousness of Cracker
Cracker
Barrel.
Barrel's great.
From what it sounds like, because we don't have that here in Australia, Cracker Barrel literally survives off barrels of crack.
No.
Well,
For its employees.
They might,
For
yeah,
its
they might
employees.
pay their employees in crack. That's fair.
That's
Yeah,
possible. But no, I
so-
want you to imagine a restaurant. Okay. So you're an Australian, so you may not be familiar with American portion sizes.
Oh well,
Okay.
yes, I am. I am.
Okay.
Oh,
Now
okay.
let's be clear.
Can I just,
Yep. Go ahead.
Kaz?
Hmm?
Are you familiar with stereotypical Southerners?
Yes.
All right, we're known for hospitality.
100%. Unless someone fucks with you, then it's
we
begun.
condensed that into an international chain,
Mhm.
and we brought Southern portion sizes, which are a lot larger than the average American
Yes.
portion size. Sneaky
Yes.
sent me a picture and asked me what the fuck the first time he ate at a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true. I did.
You don't listen.
larger.
We
Okay,
cannot.
no,
stress
to be
enough
fair,
to you
that was a
people.
Southern Cracker Barrel, which apparently is different from the Northern Cracker Barrel.
Yes, they are.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
there's
I-
probably southern
yeah.
portions on top of southern portions.
it was.
Oh yeah,
So
100%.
that's why my pancakes are always so big when I go there.
No,
Yeah,
you don't
it-
understand. The Southern Cracker Barrel takes that to another level.
I mean, again.
Oh,
we
so
tried to
someone
throw it out.
helpfully
We didn't
posted a picture from Country Cardelli.
Oh, comparing Northern versus Southern.
No. This is the
Sandwich.
sandwich.
Oh,
So
Chipotle
Okay, I
mayo.
want to see this. I want
Yeah.
to see this.
Yuck.
Wait, do I have to log into Facebook? for the
no,
first
no,
time
I
in 7
don't.
years to
I'm
check
not
for
logged
this?
into Facebook, and I can open it fine.
Oh dear lord! All right, I'm looking at this.
Yeah.
This is another
Open it.
instance sneaky of, for
Triple
some
threat
reason,
with
Vermont
chipotle
is
mayo
the
in our 3 eggs,
lost
3 hash
Southern
browns.
city.
Country car.
This is absolutely Southern portion sizes. Okay, no, you know what? Never mind. The portion size is under it. This now makes sense for the price.
Yeah,
You didn't explain that it was a sub.
I
You
did.
just
I
said
said it was a
sandwich.
sub.
No, you
No,
said it
I
was
said
a
a sub
sandwich.
roll.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna be
missed the
honest,
sub
this
roll, man. I
just-
should have. Holy crap!
That looks just about as big as I make a sub.
Oh my dude, this is quite like your eyes will deceive
Yeah.
you. You will
Yeah,
receive
no,
this.
I can tell.
This is longer and thicker than your arm.
The thing is, though, I'm looking at this and I'm like, it looks like something I'd make, but I have a weird instinct that that's basically just a whole baguette it's made out of.
Oh, it is. It's fucking massive.
Oh, wait. I see it. There's related videos down. Holy fucking shit.
By the
No
way,
plans for lunch.
the
That is a good sub.
baguettes, at least at the one that was by us, the baguettes come from a local bakery,
Yeah.
so they come fresh, baby.
Like,
Oh.
all of that shit was so fucking fresh, coated in butter. It was so ungodly healthy, but it was delicious. And every 10th sandwich you bought, you got one for free.
Yeah. All right.
That's
If not,
You see, they did
ever
that
up
because they
there.
assumed that you would die on sandwich 9.
I filled out so many of those cards.
yeah. God, if I'm ever up there, I have to stop at this place. Those related
Yeah,
videos, that food looks
if I
really
ever come to fucking America and Vermont and everything, I am going to stop there.
If you come to America, you should just go on a food tour.
I
Just
am.
Yeah.
plain and simple.
Yes.
There are two ways you go about doing a food tour here. You can either use the Food Network's top places to go because they are good food, if a little expensive in some places, or you
I'm just
start
gonna ask
asking
random-
locals.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Ask
ask locals
what's
and
the-
strangers
what's
on
the-
Discord.
Yeah, what's the best food hole in the wall in your area?
Mhm.
Yeah, or trucker stops. That's another thing. Is that if you go to the
Oh,
correct
yeah.
trucker stops,
Yeah.
and you'll get this like
Yeah.
little mom and pop restaurant that it's like
Mm,
only truckers go to, and they sustain themselves off truckers, but their food is really good and
That's
very
probably
cheap.
really good.
yes.
Now, if you
Also,
go
the
to a-
truckers. Also, the truckers themselves, because they go over everywhere, usually know
Yeah.
some of the best places.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to a barbecue place, and it looks like a rundown shithole,
it's probably
absolutely eat there.
Yeah.
If it
Yep.
doesn't
It's
look
probably
like a rundown
great.
shithole, avoid it.
Yeah.
It's the old
Uh,
hood versus good, where if it looks like a shithole and it's absolutely disgusting, but the food is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Considering the original Dreamland Barbecue is still in the hood and still doing really good business, yes.
Yeah.
Look, if you can't
Um,
smell the barbecue from a mile off, don't even bother stopping there. And I mean that literally. If you are a mile off and you can smell the barbecue, that's where you need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow
I
the
don't know.
nose.
I don't know how it is in the north, but in the south, another tip we sometimes use is like look for wherever the most cop cars are at a restaurant. Because if there's a bunch of cop
Yep.
cars, that's probably some good ass food. It's also
Oh,
Interestingly
absolutely.
enough,
Yeah.
You
Uh,
don't really
well,
see cop
you-
cars in the north.
The cops
Ah,
will
imagine
protect their
that.
best food places, especially if they're locals.
Yeah, it's really weird. You don't really see a lot of cops in the north.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Gee, I wonder.
Yeah.
Yes, I wonder. I wonder.
So now that we're done wondering, let's get on with the fan fiction for tonight. Now that we've told enough stories of possibly questionable truth, all true, all happened. Though I will say to Nose's point earlier, where he brought up the corner store, they did make amazing breakfast sandwiches. Where they,
I'm always up for a good breakfast.
yeah, they take a bagel. No, was it a bagel? No, it was
It was a bagel.
It was a bagel, right? Yeah, it was a bagel. It was a bagel, fried egg, sausage, bacon, and maple syrup.
Ooh,
That-
that sounds really good.
That sounds really good.
It was
Reminds
delicious.
me of a It reminds me of a little fucking like Quickie Mart corner store milk bar that I used to.
The
Fucking
important
go to for lunch
part
every
is
single
that
day.
Vermont makes its own
Because-
maple syrup, which is objectively
Yes.
superior to all other
Yes.
maple
Yes.
syrups.
Because the other
yeah.
maple syrups are just fucking sugar and like
mean,
syrup.
Yeah, nah, this place I
Well-
went to, its burgers were the fucking
Mhm.
best I've ever had.
Mhm.
Owned
Yeah.
entire store owned by one person, just a little fucking Quickie Mart you go into when you're on the need emergency milk or something. And the guy also made lunches like burgers and shit. You go in there and he will have it ready, warm, all good, and it is fucking amazing. You're in and out in like 10 minutes enjoying that thing.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, this is
Sure.
something I actually brought up to
Although
Atin at
it-
one point.
It's
The
probably because I
best
lived
chicken
in
fingers
town
you
full
can
of
have
zombies.
are sometimes at like pizza places. It's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
I
Although-
mean,
good try.
The
if
good
that-
burger.
okay, if you want the best chicken fingers, you need to
Mm.
find a place that either soaks them in buttermilk or vinegar before cooking them.
I mean, yes,
Oh,
but
yeah,
like if you're just going,
man.
to just like, oh, I'm going out for family night or something like that, grab the fucking chicken fingers that
fingers.
pizza places sell. They're usually pretty good.
You know, I've
I
also
mean,
been
No.
converted.
Uh,
I've
I-
also been converted to the red wine side of vinegars.
I don't know about that one, Nose. Maybe the problem is that we don't usually do a lot of mom and pop pizza places. down
Well,
here.
no,
Oh, well, no, I'm not talking
here's,
about, like-
here's the disconnect here between the two of you. So Southern doesn't have a lot of pizza places because it's not fucking
No.
Italian, and they have their
No.
own barbecue places which already make the good chicken fingers. Northern doesn't have the barbecue places, but we got a lot of fucking Italians who are all committing insurance fraud, so we got a lot of pizza places.
I think it's
No, no,
funny.
no.
is
I
that
think
you
no, the
think
term you're looking
barbecue
for is an
places are the only
insurance fraud.
places.
Look, we don't
No,
make
I-
chicken
I don't know,
fingers
you
at
don't
barbecue
go to-
places here.
You don't go to a barbecue place for the chicken fingers. You go to the
No.
chicken place for the chicken fingers.
Fair.
Yeah.
Whatever, fine. Point being, though, is the funniest bit is that I know several Italian families, all of them have committed insurance fraud with their pizza place.
Sounds good.
Oh, that sounds like a stereotype.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Listen, he's not wrong.
No,
I
he's
live in
not wrong.
Chicago. They
I'm
too
not-
commit copious insurance
Yeah,
fraud.
I'm not a big fan of stereotypes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are people that live those out.
Yeah.
I know a
Fair
lot of
enough.
Italians, and they've all committed insurance fraud.
Australia's a bit of both. We've
No, I'm
got
just kidding.
a lot of specialty chicken places, but we've also got a fuckload of pizza places. But a lot of the main pizza places are like main chains, like fucking Pizza Hut, Domino's, and all that. So you got to go out your way to find the smaller places that do really good.
Okay, look, I've heard about y'all's fast food. Don't even compare it. You've got better fast food than we do here.
Truth. Truth.
Like better
Uh,
quality ingredients is what
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah.
all the way around. Better
Better- yes,
standards
That's
everything.
Yeah.
Better
Honestly,
quality ingredients, but I cannot find a good rib place to save my life. I've actually just
Oh,
got to make it
yeah.
myself.
Well,
There's
that's
actually a
because,
rib place that just
of
opened
all
up that's not
things,
great,
America
but-
has not, in fact, incorporatized a barbecue place.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
find like
I
different
mean, like, no,
places.
like, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong. There's
but we have
chains, but there's
chains,
not
yeah.
like international. Like, we have
Not like-
KFC, which is the chicken place. We
Yeah,
have
we got-
Burger King and McDonald's. We don't have like
Yep.
the barbecue place.
Yeah.
There's
I think the closest things
Arby's.
foreign countries get is McDonald's McRibs.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
Arby's
awful.
is not a barbecue place. It is
No.
a sandwich
I-
shop. Get it
Yeah.
right,
I
you
know
fucking
this.
Philistine.
Also,
I know
can,
this, and you know.
can I just say, I love that Arby's is best known for their curly fries and not their meat.
Well, yeah. Chicago
I don't
pizza
like their
beats New
curly
York
fries.
pizza. Yeah, absolutely underplayed. Chicago pizza superior.
Mm.
Also, I want to be clear: the true Chicago pizza is not deep dish.
No,
It's not.
no. I've gone to
Tavern
Chicago. It is not Chicago style pizza technically.
Tavern style?
It's the tavern style. It's the one
Yeah.
that comes in squares.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
we've
a
got
brick
that in
oven
Australia.
pizza.
That's
Yeah,
the
it's-
family size
Mom-
pizza here
yeah,
in
so
Australia.
Chicago
It might,
It's
it
always
might be
squares.
different. It might be different names for it. Like
That thin
technically,
crust there.
brick pizza is tavern pizza. It's weird.
Tavern style.
So it's a brick oven pizza, basically.
Okay, no, it's specifically called Chicago Tavern style. Chicago style is deep dish. Chicago Tavern is the squares.
Yes, and
Yeah.
Chicago and deep dish is terrible. Tavern style is amazing.
Fight me, I will kill you.
Come here, fucker!
This is
I'll fucking
great.
smack your head
I'm
open.
going
No.
to mail you a
No,
bomb.
listen. There, you
Knows you're
can get
currently
some
under
good
the
deep
weather.
dish in Chicago.
What,
But that's
Chicago
not what
pizza?
the real secret is. That's just not what the real secret of deliciousness is. Listen, you come out by me, and I'll take you to a place. I'll take you to a couple places. We'll
Are you
start
talking about the place
out.
that I went to before?
Yeah, that's one of them. We'll start you with Aurelio's because Aurelio's is
fair.
technically a chain, in that they have multiple restaurants.
Mm.
Is this one of those chains that's only located in Illinois?
Yes.
As far as I know.
Oh, speaking of chains that have expanded outside of their range, Culver's. Culver's is fantastic. You ever see a
Culver's is-
Culver's?
Culver's
What is
is
Culver's do?
weirdly mediocrely good. Like
It is consistently good. I'm not saying great. I'm not saying excellent. I'm not saying outstanding. It's good. It is a
I can- yes.
solid 6.5.
I can
Yeah.
go to any the beautiful thing about Culver's is I can go to any Culver's and I will know exactly what I am getting.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, but
It won't be amazing.
Back on the Australia having good fast food stuff. The thing is, it's not the main fast foods like McDonald's or KFC or anything like that. You've actually got to go to other places because 9 times out of 10, unless it's a place near where all truckies and warehouses are, so it's always busy and always like prime and everything, it is gonna be shit.
I mean, I'm sorry to tell you this. American fast food's just not great. Like,
American fast food just in general is terrible.
okay, the food that other countries know us for, like the big
I
corporations,
got KFC. It was
we're
still
made
bleeding.
fun of. Like, I finally got
Ooh.
to have like some foreign chocolate versus Hershey's, like foreign Hershey's chocolate versus local. The foreign stuff did taste
Yeah.
good because our stuff is formulated to not like
I mean,
die in several climates because our country is
Well,
several
no. See,
climates.
the thing is with Hershey's chocolate, and the domestic Hershey's chocolate, it has two things going for it. It's 15% wax, edible wax. Don't worry about it. And the
know about
other
edible
part
wax.
about Hershey's chocolate is that domestically it tastes like puke. And the reason why it tastes like puke is because they synthesize the chemical that is found in both spoiled milk and puke. And the reason why they synthesize this chemical and put it into the Hershey's domestic chocolate is specifically because When Hershey's first started Hershey's Town, they went hilariously into debt, and in that same year, they had a massive power outage during a blisteringly hot summer, which caused not only all of their milk to spoil, but to spoil very hard. And now this was non-replaceable. This was a crippling amount of milk that had just spoiled. So, using the last of its money, Hershey's decided to bribe the shit out of politicians to pass a law that extends the date at which milk can be used in chocolate making, because their argument was the pasteurization process of the chocolate making would purify the chocolate of any bacteria found in the milk.
Which is technically true.
And that's why you don't eat Hershey's chocolate.
And so they distributed this chocolate for the first time across the country, and so the first time people ever ate Hershey's chocolate, they tasted puke. And people just began to associate Hershey's chocolate with puke, but because it's the first time anyone's ever eaten fucking chocolate, because Hershey's managed to create a mass production scale of cheap chocolate that the average American could actually buy, no one knew better, and so they just kept eating it because they're like, well, this tastes good, sort of.
But I've never tasted puke when I eat Hershey's.
That's because you've never actually grown up eating non-Hershey's chocolate.
I've eaten lots of different brands of chocolate.
You didn't grow up eating exclusively non.
Not exclusively.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. If you are born in Europe and you eat European chocolate your entire life, and then you come to America and eat American chocolate, it will taste like puke.
I've never heard that complaint from Europeans. The only complaint
Really?
I've heard is it tastes waxy.
I've had several people tell me it tastes like puke.
The thing is, it could
They've
just
got
be
some
that they're
very
having.
interesting tasting puke.
Did they eat Hershey though? Did they eat the Hershey's and say it tasted waxy, or did they eat a different kind of chocolate like fucking Cadbury or something? Because it also depends on the chocolate that you eat as well.
Like Nestle is fucking awful.
Me when Sneaky says he will focus on shitty fan fiction but goes back to telling stories instead. Well, motherfucker, I'm sorry. You want to do shitty fan fiction? Okay, here we go. We're doing some shitty fan fiction. Mission successful. Everyone said the mission was successful. They had to stop the train, avert the disaster, and save lives. Yet that didn't feel that way to Ruby. With her festival closing in the White Fang and their mysterious allies still active, Ruby will have to face them in the coming conflict without her team because they're all dead. She just hoped she could live up to their expectations.
What expectations? They're dead.
I'm just gonna time Underplayed out for ruining this for us real quick. For
come on, story time doesn't make me want to drink.
10 minutes or 30 minutes, guys? Which one?
I would say 1 second.
Oh, just 1 second?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it 10 seconds.
Okay.
Yep. All right, and there you go. Some chat.
Yeah, we could have had a nice story time day, but instead you had to open your fucking mouth.
I'm sorry, wait, you don't want to hear about how during the train mission where they aborted a train filled with bombs and somehow managed to stop it from blowing up the town because that's how that would work? The entire Team Ruby died because they refused to actually kill the White Fang members, even though they fully knowingly kicked them off of a fucking train moving at top speed with Grim following it. But no, we can't kill them.
No, I really didn't want to hear about that, honestly.
Or you can go like the authors of the Reading of stories where it explodes and somehow teleports them to another dimension where they can see the multiverse. Ooh.
So anyway, this is actually peak story possibility here. So this is 76 chapters, 222,000 words. It has 173 favorites, 213 follows, and it is a completed story, ladies and gentlemen.
77
That's a
reviews.
rarity.
Yeah.
Completed. When did it last update today?
Finished 1 hour ago.
2 years, 200k.
You know what?
Oh.
Congrats to you for not being completely put off writing Ruby
Wait,
fanfiction.
does
after
the
Volume 5.
final chapter actually have a complete final chapter?
Yeah, it says
or is
epilogue.
it just the quitting?
It says epilogue.
Really?
It's an
Yeah.
epilogue.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
I'm
astounding.
laughing how 90% of these reviews are great chapter,
Oof.
good chapter.
Yeah, that's how
I-
you know we found a good one.
That's normal.
I mean, all I heard was oof. All I saw was oof there.
Oh god. Yeah, so this is let's go to the epilogue. Salem's dead.
Apparently she just disappeared for a bit. That's
Oh,
it. And now
okay.
she'll return. It looks like he's setting up for a sequel in the last couple of sentences.
Yeah, wow, okay, so
Oh no, just because she had Penny. Oh no, it looks like just finished.
What the fuck?
Oh no, yeah, he.
No,
planned to get
no,
around
no,
to a
no, no,
sequel.
no, 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 no. Sega just launched a
Yeah,
murder...
that's Sonic. The murder of
Yeah.
Sonic
oh
the
yeah,
Hedgehog or
look
whatever.
at the fucking date, dude.
April 1st.
You just
In
got
Japan.
pranked.
Yeah, I did. Damn it, brain.
Me when
Why
I was
didn't
waiting
you
for
catch that
Sneaky
one?
to read the messages for over 30 minutes, only for all of them to be deleted. This is like starting a story with an interesting idea, dog shit, and execution on the author and expecting to get better, only for it to stay dog shit the entire time. Okay, so we're gonna meet halfway here. Story time, but it's about a fanfic. So way yonder, back in the 2014s. I was reading a Naruto fanfic, right? And
Naruto, as we do.
it was one of those generic dumb shit Naruto. I don't even fucking remember how the premise even started at this point. I just remember really dog shit stuff going on in it. So like
Wait, describe the dog shit stuff because all of us might know what fic you're talking
I
about.
know.
In 2014,
Yeah, I'm about to.
2014
so,
was peak Naruto.
Yeah, I know. So it was really cringe ass shit. Menma showed up at one point as a villain. Naruto went to Demon Country and tricked Hinata into becoming a human sacrifice so he could increase his power level.
I
What?
think I know this.
I think I do know this, actually, yes.
And here is the key feature that will definitely jog those nogs. Naruto had to collect the 5 elemental swords, and the villain had the Sword of Corruption, which could convert the sword spirits into corrupt sword spirits.
Oh,
I
wait,
think I
know
dropped
this.
it before
I
this
think,
point, but everything
I
else
think
sounds familiar.
I think I know that fic, yeah.
Does this
Yeah.
Naruto have like is this Naruto like the have like a bunch of siblings or something, twins or whatever? Like
I
the
have,
whole
dude. I don't. Do you realize how that that narrows
fair
it down?
enough. I had to ask at least.
No, I'm pretty sure this was a Kushina Minato dead. It wasn't a sibling one, but it was evil, beaten by Konoha civilian things and some ninjas. I'm pretty sure it started off with the abuse, civilian council, like the normal cliches.
Yeah, there was
Okay,
a
I
lot
must
of
be thinking of a
cliches,
different fic
and
then.
like Naruto went like undercover and like convinced Hinata to come with him, and then he's like, Hinata, do you love me? She's like, yeah, and he's like, all right, then die, and he like kills her in this giant sacrificial ritual for power.
Yes. Hold
That's
on.
beautiful.
You know what? If I actually look up favorite fics in the Naruto section, I'll probably find it around the 5th page or so.
Probably. So anyway, yeah, so it was a 500,000 words long, and it was marked completed. So I was like, okay, well, it's 500,000 words long and it's marked completed. I mean, okay, so let me read it. Little did I know, it never got better. It started off shit. The middle was shit. The ending was shit. The ending really pissed me off, actually. My review for that story is actually floating in the ether out there. The author actually responded to that review because in the review, I was like, reading this story was a waste of time, and it really pissed me off because I really thought at some point in time this story was actually gonna get good because you've been writing it for so fucking long, but it just kept being dog shit.
Wow.
And he got so pissed at me. He's like, well, if you didn't fucking like the story, why'd you read it for so long? Clearly you liked the story then. He was so mad. He was so mad.
Definitely not engulfing silence.
No, it was not engulfing silence. And so the ending of that story was which really pissed me off. So Naruto at the end of the story had finally collected all 5 elemental blades, but then the villain with the corrupt sword shows up and he's like, yo, I'm got the corrupt sword, and now because I'm the villain, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you and take your blades. And then I'll combine them all into the God Sword, but it's gonna be the corrupt God Sword, and I'll be God.
Definitely not that stupid. Ultimate Dojutsu by Kyuubi Goku.
Yeah, no, it was not a big name.
No,
it was not a big name writer.
Wait, Lost
and
Soul?
No. That doesn't sound like it.
No.
And so that's how the story. So the story ends with Naruto getting his shit kicked in, despite him like power leveling up this entire 500,000 word story. He gets his shit kicked in, and he has to run away, but he has to leave one of the blades behind in the panic to run away and save himself. And the final like section, and this is how much you can tell it pissed me off. It's been 10 fucking years, and I still remember this section with a fucking hatred. And so the bad guy picks up the elemental sword and he touches it to his corruption sword, and like in the sword mindscape, the pure sword starts screaming in agony, and they start like convulsing, and then like their outfit changes and they become evil, and the corrupt sword's like, all right, yeah, we're gonna go corrupt all your brothers and sisters now, and he's like, yeah, I like corrupting people now.
The actual fuck?
And that's how the story ends, and it's like, get ready for the sequel, guys.
Fuck.
It had part 1 in capital letters, if that helps you search for it.
Part 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That does not narrow it down.
It narrows it down for him.
It does actually quite narrow
Do you
it down
think
a
that
lot.
narrows it down at all?
But yeah, that was a dog shit story, and that was an amazing example of absolutely time sink fallacy, because I just kept fucking reading it because I was like, it's got to get good eventually. It has to. It's literally 500,000 words long. How do you write 500,000 words and continue to be a fuck up?
Be this guy.
Good old sunk cost.
Yeah. Yeah, this was back in 2014. This was back before I had to admit to myself that only 0.05% of fan fiction is worth existing, and 95% of authors can be executed.
Wow.
Am I wrong?
No.
Exactly. So up next we have Perilous Arc AU by Cool Guy Yami Shinobi. John doesn't listen to Pyrrha. He doesn't want her to fight Cinder alone. Instead of following Pyrrha's request, he fights his way back to Cinder. John, but he's like super OP and competent.
Can't we just have John die to Cinder instead of Pyrrha?
That would be funny. So let's see what we got here. Okay, this is okay. So we're gonna read the prologue. We're not gonna read the whole story. We're gonna read the prologue for this one because this one sounds fucking dumb. So we got rubies.
Ruby's knees.
Ruby these nuts.
Colors? No, that's only 111. Never mind.
After a night of complete despair, as opposed to partial despair, Ruby Rose was given the opportunity to enter Beacon Academy so she could turn her life around. I'm not sure that's how colleges work.
That's 100%.
It totally is.
Okay, if you say so. But her decision to accept had slowly put her into something much bigger than anything she could have imagined. What? Now she and her ragtag allies, as opposed to allies that she made, are pursued by spies, kingdoms, world secrets, and her own past.
Pursued by world secrets.
Yes. Sneaky is literally a military academy. You are correct. It is a military academy. However, it's also a military academy you have to pay to enter.
Do you? I don't think you do.
Well, how the fuck are the teachers getting paid then?
The government pays for them.
You know what? That's a fair point. Okay, fair enough. That's fair.
Because, I mean, at this point, Ozpin basically controls Vale's government, and I'm pretty sure the Hunter program is tax subsidized.
That's fair.
The Hunter
It
program
would make
is
sense for it
it's
to
not
be.
tax. I mean, I guess technically it is tax subsidized in that it's part of your national defense budget.
Yeah, that's
That's
what I
fair.
mean.
Yeah, also, it doesn't matter that this is a military academy. The only academy run like a military academy is Atlas.
That's also true.
We've seen the
Sadly.
other academies; they are run far more lax.
I mean,
Especially-
fucking, what's the place? Fucking Beacon.
Wow,
Beacon's
you know?
basically run. No, Beacon's basically run like an international university, like a Harvard or Yale.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow, the oldest Naruto fan fiction is a fucking yaoi between Sasuke and Naruto from November 2001.
Yeah,
You're
I'm not surprised.
surprised.
Yeah, this is me not being surprised
Mm.
at all.
Not even remotely.
Yeah, not at all. In the void of space, with infinite motes of stars and planets, there was one world in particular that was unique with a shattered moon, where a race of beings called humans came into being. Sure. They weren't of great strength compared to the beasts around them. That's factually false. But the humans were a quick wit and a resourceful nature. The humans had a quick wit. Okay. And life back then didn't seem opposed to their continued existence. I would really argue that life includes Grimm. Being that they don't bleed, they don't eat, they don't reproduce.
Yeah, they're not alive.
Yeah, they're not alive. That's not life.
That's more of a local
They are
flora
quite literally
dislikes you.
unnatural.
It's quite literally a paranormal danger.
Yeah.
Then came the fateful day when the wilderness beyond humanity's borders birthed a new kind of horror. Monsters born of shadowy flesh and clad in bone armor. Far beyond any predator that humans previously encountered. No one knew how these red-eyed shades came to be, and they were called by many names in a different place of the world, but most just called them Grimm, named after their merciless desire to kill every human. So first off, I guess we're in a Ruby AU because this story was created in 2022, so the author has all of the fucking canon now about how Grimm came into existence, and as far as we know in canon now, the Grimm actually existed longer than humans did.
Yes, made by the God of Darkness.
This iteration of humans.
Yeah,
No,
made
like
this generation.
all humans.
Mm.
Because the god of life supposedly created the humans, and in response to the god of life creating the humans, the god of darkness created the Grimm, which means the Grimm are literally as old as humanity, which also makes them older than neo-humanity. So
yeah,
they-
that's what I said. Older than this iteration of humanity.
right, but my point was that they were around since the start. Like,
Yeah,
like,
sad.
like it wasn't just humans and then suddenly Grimm showed up. It was literally both showed up at the same time.
Well, not the same time. It was like, the next Tuesday, the Dark Brother guy goes, "Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'll make something to kill the humans."
Okay, yes, but that's like twins arguing which twin is the older one because I was born 4 seconds earlier.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But anyway, point being is that the author is going with an extremely AU take on the Grimm, which I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, I did it in the story that Moth paid me to write, but that's specifically because Moth paid me to write it. I came up with the ideas at his insistence. But like, if I was writing an original story, I would never talk about the origins of the Grimm.
No.
I wouldn't give a date. I wouldn't give an origin. I wouldn't give a creation method. At most, I would probably say that they come from they attack from the fringes of society. So, like, Grimm aren't manifesting in the middle of the city for whatever reason. Readers speculate. I would tell people the origin of the Grimm in a Destiny crossover. Yeah, well, that's a Destiny crossover, which literally deals with light and darkness, so...
Yes.
Salem had a your mom joke? What? Underplayed said, I hadn't watched the latest season of RWBY. What's up with the your mom joke from Salem? I didn't watch the latest season of RWBY either.
No one. Who watches the
I
latest
fucking
season of
did.
RWBY?
I tried tracking.
I haven't watched a season of RWBY since like 7. Oh, your mother said those words to me. RWBY probably said something along the lines of "We'll beat you," and Salem goes, "Yeah, your mom said that too."
That's not a mom joke.
That's
Yeah.
That's not a joke. She literally killed her mom.
yes.
Like it's actually much worse than a your mom joke because it's just a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fact. Your mom said that and failed.
Yeah, that's what your mom said.
It's not. You don't even need to say, "I killed her," or she failed, because the sheer fact is, if you shout, "I'm going to kill you" at someone, and they turn around and look at you in the eye and say, "Yeah, your mom said that too," and then they walk away, and your mom's dead and they fucking aren't. Well,
dominance asserted.
Yeah. Yeah, I cannot find this Naruto fic anywhere. I don't know. Maybe they deleted it.
Maybe they did delete it. Dude, if they deleted it, that would be the best. But, oh, damn, was that confirmed? Yes. Yeah, no, Salem killed.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Summer.
they might have been able to do something with that special Grimm that Salem made. It's like, oh, I made it using the body of a silver-eyed warrior. Honestly, if they'd revealed Summer, that would have been hit a lot harder than what they currently had.
Honestly, I think actually the best thing they could have done with Summer at this point in RWBY, and I'm just ignoring literally all of RWBY, the best thing they could have done with Summer would be to have, I would say, 3/4 of a season where Summer came back. Episode 1 opens up, Summer's just fucking back. Ruby's ecstatic. Everyone's like, holy shit, we thought you died. She's like, yeah, no, I got trapped way deep in the Grimlands. It took me forever to get back. And they play 3/4 of that season completely straight. Like, oh yeah, Summer's back. She's helping. You know, I mean, she doesn't ever use her silver eyes, but, you know, just gloss over that bit. No one ever pays attention to that part. You know, because, you know, she's Summer, she doesn't need her silver eyes, she's kicking Grimace left and right, doesn't really matter. And then, like, the second to last episode of the season, sprinkle in some suspicion.
Yep.
And then the last episode be like, yo, psych, bitch. I ain't your mom.
Actually, either Salem or a Grim just inside the fucking body puppeting it.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like basically a mimic, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Psych,
that
bitch.
Had
was
to get
Summer's
really
act-
close to everyone else
like-
too, just to really drive in the
Yeah.
fucking knife.
Yeah. And imagine if that was Summer's actual body that was used.
Oh yeah.
So all
To
the
make
blood,
it-
everything.
To make it even better, you could have some shit where it's like, you know, Ruby realizes it because, you know, her mom was cooking that night and she cut her finger and you know, whatever, no big deal, she'll just put a band-aid on it, whatever. And then Ruby's like brushing her teeth that morning and she looks in the trash and sees the band-aid, but it's black blood on the band-aid.
No, it wouldn't work. Blood does turn that color after enough time.
But it doesn't matter because it's a fucking rule of cool anime, dude.
Damn right.
God damn it.
It's anime. Blood is red, black blood is evil.
Yeah.
What about her?
Unless it's Danganronpa, then all the blood's pink.
Well, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about Danganronpa.
How did she cut through her own aura? Oh wait, she doesn't have aura. Something's wrong
right,
here.
yeah, that's the other thing. It's like looking at the band-aid, Ruby's like, wait. Hold on a second. How did she cut herself? You know, something like that, right? And then so she's like, you know, she's thinking things through. And like the first like 5 minutes of the last episode, it's just replaying the entire season, but it's now showing parts where it's like Summer's doing something very much not Summer-like.
She can't cook cookies.
Yeah, like it's like little things here and there that like the readers, the watchers never really saw or paid attention to, and Ruby had ignored. And then she's like, wait a second, you know, everything fucking flashes before, and she's like, oh no, and she's, you know, sprinting out, and she sees her dad, and Summer's right behind them, and she's like, no, Dad, and fucking her fist just goes right through his chest, and with his heart in his hand, it's like, oh.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, he did.
Well, he's fucking mega dead.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you can give him CPR for that.
Listen, just put some alcohol to disinfect the wound and a bandage. That band-aid is all we need.
He's not Crow. You can't just put alcohol on him and make it better.
What are you talking about? That's a human condition.
This is not a alcohol-based healing.
You know, and to make it even worse, you could have some sort of shit with Crow in there where it's like Crow had suspicions. Well, no, it's like maybe like Crow had suspicions, but the bad luck got rid of the evidence before you could ever confirm it or something like that.
Or he brought it up and then everybody dismissed him because it's just Crow being paranoid.
Or, you know, he brought it up, but he was like really fucking drunk at the time because he was just like overwhelmed, so he's just drinking heavily. And he brought something up, and everyone's just like, Crow, you're just drunk.
Yeah, like, Crow, quit being a drunk asshole.
Yeah, like he sees like Summer handing something off to some fucking Grim, and it runs away. And he's like, I saw her, guys.
Did you see her or 3 of her?
Right. Just because I saw 2 doesn't mean it wasn't happening. But, you know, like, that's my point, Liz. Like, you could actually really work that in to a fucking season. If you wanted to escalate stakes in this sort of show without needing to up the power level of everything, that's how you do it.
Like, there's a lot of drama that can be done that can make shit better, but the drama they use just makes things worse.
Yeah.
Also, I do know that in the recent fucking season, apparently Blake and Yang are now officially together.
Oh yeah, also John didn't go back in time, question mark?
No.
He found a clock tree which aged him.
Oh
Really?
yeah,
What?
I saw that and I was just like,
Wait, it
this
aged
would
him?
have
Yeah.
worked.
I
Although
thought it
I'm
sent
gonna
him
be
back in
honest,
time.
No. No,
No,
I'm gonna be
apparently
honest.
not.
The one
hanging
thing
on the
they did
tree.
that actually does make sense is giving Weiss, because of her daddy issues, a fetish for older men. That is the one
Fair.
thing I'll
You know what?
give
Yeah,
them
okay.
that makes
You know
sense.
what? Unironically, they self-report. Yes.
That is fair.
Best arc in Ruby was the Cabin in the Woods. Absolutely, yes. The
Oh, yeah.
reason why the Cabin in the Woods arc was the best arc of Ruby was because it didn't try to shove any major super omega apocalypse danger down our throats. You know, the train barreling towards Vale filled with explosives, that's a great capstone to a season. But it wasn't. It wasn't the capstone.
No, instead it was the Grim getting into the fucking area and then showing everyone defeating them, wasn't it?
Yep.
And Roman got captured.
Yeah.
Or did Roman get?
Yeah.
Yeah, Roman got captured. It was with the
Yes.
giant. Finally, with the giant Atlas robot. Yeah.
Yep. You know, like the fall of Beacon was a completely rushed escalation of threat that didn't need to happen. Like, Beacon falling should have been the penultimate arc to defeating Salem.
Yeah, that could have been put off.
That should have been put off.
It should have absolutely been put it is the beacon of hope. It is quite literally the beacon of hope. And
I'd say do it in the last quarter of the story.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should be the penultimate arc of Beacon finally falls, and you know, like maybe the next season's dealing with the fall, but the final season's then defeating Salem.
Yeah. So it's the fall, the aftermath of the fall, and then finding the hope not just in a beacon but in humanity itself. So they move forward to defeat Salem.
Exactly.
That's what it should have been.
Exactly. That is how you narratively do it. But they were just like, so we're gonna go from like fight a day, and then they like beat up some criminals, then they beat up some terrorists.
I know what's gonna be popular. Let's do something shocking and make Beacon destroyed.
Yeah, right.
Oh, let's kill Pyrrha.
Yeah.
Right.
Then now what? 6 seasons later has basically nothing now. Like Pyrrha's dead, but they're not fighting for her anymore.
So John gets
He literally gets sent back in time.
But he does he get sent? Okay, hold on. Does he get sent back in time to a point at which he is back in time in Ruby Land, or is he back in time in Alice in Wonderland?
He's back in time in Alice in Wonderland.
Then he was aged. That is it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's like the Feylands. It's like the Feylands, where if you're supposed to be stuck there, the world might move around you, but you don't age. But in this case, it's the opposite. You age in the Feylands, but the world around you doesn't move.
Yeah, it's like I'm just reading.
Makes
It says like he was waiting here. Like he says straight up he was waiting for 3 years or something.
Like, why was he waiting? Like, see, this is what I'm saying though. Is like, if he was not just aged, why would he wait for 3 years? If he knew all of the events that were about to happen, 3 years back in time, even if it took him a full year to get out of the Feylands, he would still have the ability to prevent the entire country of Atlas from falling.
And more importantly, he would have the time to save Pyrrha, which is supposed to be one of his leading characters.
3 years ago was... No, because...
3 years would have been like halfway through their second year at Beacon, so like at least 3 or 4 months before the fall.
But I'm saying, even if it took him a full year after he got sent back in time, he would still at least be able to save all of Atlas.
Especially because it's from like a clock on a tree, which means there's no one to tell him, oh, don't go out or cause a paradox or anything. He would just run out.
Also, it's perfectly within John's character, subset to be like, oh, I've been sent back in time 3 years. I gotta save Pyrrha. I gotta save Atlas.
Yeah. I gotta do the hero thing.
He's literally obsessed with being a hero. Why would he not go out and try and cause a temporal paradox?
Especially when there's no one. It's not a person sent John back in time, so there's no one telling him you can't do this or you'll be erased or anything.
Well, even if,
So,
well, see, that's the problem though, is with John's personality, with how they wrote him. Even if someone comes up and says, John, here is a potion, drink this potion, you will go back in time 3 years. By the way, if you literally do anything besides, live in this small room you're currently in, you will create a temporal paradox that will delete you. He's gonna leave the room.
Try.
Yeah.
He's still gonna try.
He's still gonna leave the room.
He'll fucking do it.
He'll fucking do it, and then he'll fucking do it again.
Literally. But that's why I refuse to believe it was just, oh yeah, he got sent back in time 3 years. He got aged 3 years. I'm sorry.
To be fair, you've got to also remember Rooster Teeth is just full running of ideas and is just throwing shit and seeing it stick.
I know.
Time travel wouldn't surprise me.
See, but time travel could be kind of cool. You could kind of do it. It would be kind of cool.
Time travel and an alternate world Ruby, where Ruby ends up in another world because of this time travel and sees how much things change because like John got sent back and changed things for the better. That would be interesting.
The only explanation I can have, just like I'm just rewatching the scene back and forth, is that because he was in Neverland when he got sent back in time, like he was sent back in time, like he picked up the clock and everything around him aged backwards in the environment. He was still standing there.
Right.
And then he just stuck and wait. He just decided to wait for Ruby and Co to arrive. And it shows him literally sitting on a camp watching as they fall to Everland.
That's so dumb.
That is absolutely fucking dumb.
Kind of makes him a horrible friend.
Yeah, it makes him absolutely terrible.
It makes him a horrible friend and an enemy to all of humanity. He had 3 years to change the fucking...
He had the chance to prevent the fall of Vale and the fall of Atlas.
The only other thing I could say is that maybe he doesn't know how to leave.
50% of humanity to die.
He decided that, like, even if it didn't take him a year to escape this Neverland and he got out immediately, he could have. He decided, no, the world is fine. It's got to be like this. And it's like, that is not John's character.
I hate it when fucking time travel gets introduced and the characters are like, oh, well, we can't change anything because it must be like this.
If this was a John 3 years into the Salem apocalypse, he might have that idea. This is still John in the middle of his hero's journey.
Yeah.
Yes.
What little there is. He would not make that decision.
Yeah.
That does not make sense.
It does not at all, no.
They gave him
you know what the
years
worst bit is?
They gave him 3 years of maturity without actually having him go through understanding why that choice would or would not make sense.
He's linked after pulling the sword in fucking Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Link, where have you been? It's been 7 years. What?
Hiya! And just goes off and still shatters pots.
Finally,
Link,
after 7 years,
7 years,
I have rebuilt my pottery business.
And then in the distance, he is, hiya! No.
True reason Ganondorf is so popular. Everybody hates Link.
He keeps breaking into our homes, and he keeps fucking breaking our shit and taking my money. He rummaged through my drawers and took some sort of slingshot that I got my son for his birthday, and the queen just fucking pardons him again and again.
He's got to be amazing in bed, I gotta say. The amount of shit he gets away with for the queen.
Why no one's really concerned whenever Zelda gets kidnapped.
It's like, oh, Link's got it. He'll handle it.
No, they pay Ganon to kidnap Zelda to get Link away from their village.
The real reason why taxes don't exist in The Legend of Zelda is because if the IRS service ever existed, they would find out that everyone's been funding freedom fighters on the name of Ganondorf. That's actually how Ganondorf has been funding his army every single time.
Yeah, listen, the reason there's all that fanfiction about Link getting cucked by Ganon or becoming his submissive slave is because that's just the people of Hyrule's fondest wish.
I'm gonna need you to stop talking.
Please, for
Yes,
the love of
please.
God, never say anything.
Listen,
like that ever
no, the people of Hyrule's fondest wish is that Midna actually seduces Link and takes him back to her homeland.
Midna is nice.
I'm
Midna's
sure that's
mid.
a lot of other people's. Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, Ruby sucks. I fucking hate it. I hate what they've done to it. It had the potential to be actually a decent story, and they just absolutely ruined it. And it's not even about the plot. They just have no concept of narrative control. They just wildly escalated the threat levels for no clear reason to astronomical levels. We literally went from criminals, which is fine, to fighting some terrorists, which, I mean, again, is fine. You had that whole tie-in with one of their teammates. That works great. Fantastic. And then they're like, oh, the lead criminal. It's like, oh, awesome. And then there's the lead criminal in a mech suit. It's like, okay, I'm down for it. And then it's like lead criminal.
Was the lead criminal a smooth criminal?
Yes, actually, quite smooth.
He actually was, yes.
He used a lot of lube.
And then we got
And then lead criminal actually was in line with all of the terrorists, and they had teamed up, and now they have a bomb, and the heroes have to stop them. It's like, all right, I am here for it. And then it's like, oh yeah, so by the way, the lead criminal and the terrorists are now working together with the biggest bad, who is sending her apprentice to go blow up a country. By the way, she actually has the funding to do this, and the bombs, and the men, and she is somehow just convinced all of these terrorists and criminals to blow up the country they live in and just annihilate 25% of the human species. And they all thought this was a great deal. And they did it, and then
they also thought it was a great idea that while getting revenge, right? Because I could maybe sell it, right? You could maybe sell me that the Faunists are so mad they don't care about the consequences; they're willing to burn it all down. You could sell that to me
if we ever saw it.
If we ever saw it, but you know what you can't sell me on, baby? That they would be like, yeah, we should totally break
what the fuck is this I just found? What is this?
Yeah, it's just the threat escalation of it goes from criminals to blah 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 blah, and it's like, oh yeah, so it's going to be a actual country scale invasion. The bad guys have somehow commandeered a military's fleet's worth of air vehicles, and no one noticed. And they actually also have an entire country's worth of explosive munitions, and somehow no one noticed. And yeah, they actually just blew up Vale. Vale's gone now. The 25% of humanity wiped out. And it's just like, okay, we just went from literally street fights to 25% of humanity is dead now. In like the span of 3 episodes.
Why do we, if Ruby's so shit, why do we keep looking at fanfictions of it?
And because the fanfics are even worse and they make me laugh.
Yeah, but at least it's got the porn to mitigate it.
I suppose. I don't watch any of it though. So anyway, a flash of silver. A man died and was reincarnated as Summer's twin. Too bad for him, I mean, her, things doesn't go too well. Things doesn't go too well. Well, neither does your grammar.
No.
Things doesn't go too well, boy.
God damn it, Arthur.
Now, how
God
about she
damn.
cope with everything, I wonder?
You know what? That actually makes it sound like a good fic. I would read something like that.
Well, then, the only way to find out is to read, and I'm not the type of person to just tell you the story, after all. Being posted on Wattpad and ScribbleHub.
The who and the what?
Wattpad and ScribbleHub. Wattpad is, we don't talk about Wattpad, but I've never heard of ScribbleHub before. Is that a new fucking one?
No, maybe. I think it's been around for a while. I think
It's not really popular.
Yeah, it's one of those hyper niche.
And I bet you if you asked why ScribbleHub,
so what's the deal with collecting dust? So the whole thing with collecting dust in Volume 1 was supposed to be that they were collecting all of this dust to make the bombs for the train. But there was a slight issue with the dust collected. So,
wasn't it also to pay the White Fang off with, like, they were getting paid in dust as well?
Yes.
Yeah,
so,
that too.
Yeah, the White Fang wanted to be paid in dust so they could make bombs.
Yeah.
Bombs?
And basically power their weapons.
Yeah. And so, effectively, the slight issue here, however, is we're shown they have, like, 5 bombs on the train, and the bombs are, like, 1 drum of dust each.
Yeah,
Which,
so
I mean,
it doesn't really make...
Don't get me wrong, that's enough dust to crack anything. I mean, we saw...
Yeah, like, at the start, one small fucking vial or bottle or whatever was enough to cause a small explosion.
A leaking vial.
Yeah.
So...
and it was fire dust specifically, so...
Yeah. But, point being, though, is Roman showed off how much dust he had stolen. In one episode where Cinder comes in and she's like, "Are you slacking off?" And he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me, bitch? Look at this shit. I have stolen so much fucking dust." Which I actually talked with Max about, and we actually wrote into the story with Cruel Rune. I actually wrote about how much dust this fucking man had stolen. And even giving him the most generous lowball estimate of only 50% of the shipping containers are packed with dust, we're looking at 400 plus tons of dust.
This man was called Vale's most wanted for a reason.
Yeah.
Roman was kind of a badass.
I know, but my point, though, is that, 400 fucking tons of dust, Jesus Christ. We're talking about literally, like, half an ounce of dust created a fucking crater. Yeah. And we're talking now in hundreds of tons now.
Yeah.
So, there's that. Also, how the fuck he got all of those storage crates and stole all of that dust with only ever doing one single raid on the shipyard is beyond me, but okay, master thief, whatever, fine.
I mean, all he has to do is fucking slap the Schnee company logo on it, and they're like, "Oh, old dust, Schnee, makes sense, let's go."
I know.
Because it's not like it's hard with in-world knowledge.
My point, though, is that he stole a disproportionate amount of dust to the amount of dust that was actually used. So, I mean, in the Ruby story that I wrote with Cruel Rune, I was like, okay, yeah, this is like an actual, like, city-wide threat. This is like finding out the local mafia has a, like, a dirty bomb that's 4 times the size of the one we dropped on Hiroshima, and also, by the way, if someone sneezes on it wrong, it goes off. So it's like, oh yeah, this is like actually a critical hyper emergency that we have to deal with immediately. But in the, I mean, I also used dust as a bomb in the as an intelligent bomb too, by the way. In the story that Moth paid me to write, the train that Adam wanted to hijack in my story was a train that had water and fire dust in it, with the majority of it being fire dust. And so Adam's plan was to use all of this dust to create a superheated steam bomb that would go off once the train pulls into the train yard, causing massive organic levels of destruction where pretty much everyone within multiple miles would just die from superheated steam. Because superheated steam gets hot.
Yes, it does. It's called superheated for a reason.
Yeah, how hot does superheated steam get? Let's see.
If I remember correctly, it's hot enough to kill at the very least.
Oh, 100%.
Like even just heated steam can leave 3rd-degree burns, I believe. Superheated can just melt fucking skin and bones. You boil in that shit.
110 degrees Celsius. And what is the melting temperature of a person? I'm pretty sure it's way higher than that, but it's
yeah.
The melting temperature of a person.
Yes.
Oh, people have melting temperature.
Yeah.
It's
melting point of humanity.
Oh, the melting point of a human ranges in 30 to 35 degrees Celsius.
We have those. We had a summer day of 40 degrees. We were not melting in Australia. What the fuck? 95% Fahrenheit and 50% humidity. What? That doesn't make sense. Australia is always at like in summer 35 plus.
Well, you're Australian. You guys have like some weird supernatural ability.
We got poison resistance though. We've got poison resistance.
You've also got heat resistance. All right.
Since when? Like I know we like to face down fucking tornadoes in Queensland and storms every fucking year or two.
I don't know, man.
Okay, so the wick effect, okay.
Also, I posted a link to a truly fucking shit start of a story in the FF9 chat.
Okay, so so the melting point of fat and connective tissue is 200 degrees Fahrenheit, which comes out to around 100 degrees
Celsius.
Okay, so yes, getting hit by superheated steam will see you start melting.
Yeah, but not quickly, I don't think.
No, not quickly, but definitely enough to drive you into shock and kill you.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's what that plan was. Like that's a cool, smart plan thought up of by a mass murderer who wants people to suffer as they die. And that's
not a plan that Roman would come up with, though. So.
Oh no, it's not. It's a plan Adam would come up with, and Adam was the one in charge of the bombs.
Yeah. And then, didn't they like kind of try to redeem him as he was fucking dying?
No.
Or make him sympathetic or something?
No. The opposite, actually. They painted him even more hardcore as the abusive boyfriend.
Yeah, it was so they could have their little bullshit.
Yeah.
Bumblebee.
Yeah. That's where they sealed the deal on being Bumblebee, because they worked together to stab Adam with his own sword.
It was fucking dumb.
It was really dumb. And then they kicked the body off the ledge, so there was no body to confirm that he was dead with. And then they never brought him back. And I'm sure they're going to bring him back in like season 11 as like some sort of mecha grim hybrid now.
Oh my god. The fic that I just posted
you saying made
chat.
me realize now the whole like thing like, oh yeah, this Grim was created using Summer's body. I wanted to see a fucking Ridley moment from that shit. Just give me fucking...
That Team Light fic I posted in the FF9 chat has a Isekai characters watches, which shows you that each OC of that Team Light is created by a different author.
God damn it.
Oh yeah, I think we covered Team
It's in Bleach crossover. It's a
Yeah.
Bleach crossover.
I think we covered Team Light before.
Yeah, 7 fucking OCs all made by a different author, including one called the Nexus Warrior.
Yeah. Weird, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was actually Nexus.
Wait, was that actually Nexus?
Yeah.
You're shitting with me, aren't you?
No, dude, this story was originally okay. No, this was published back in 21.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna say. I didn't think it's old enough for Nexus to have this shit of a fucking.
Yeah, no, if this was back in 2016, it would absolutely be
Oh no,
him.
yeah, I'd believe that, but 2021, nah, he's been around us too long. Or you guys at least.
Yeah. You know, we definitely covered Team Light before. Yeah. All right, let me grab something to drink real quick, and then we'll get back into it.
Anyone got any more good food stories while he's gone?
I mean, I got a story about some weird shit that's been happening with banks and shit like that.
Oh.
So recently we've had, of course, everyone coming in to our store going, hey, we want to take out our money. Something's going on and we don't like it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it just,
There's
and it's
been
like, yeah,
bank
no, that
runs.
makes sense. But of course, because, you know, this is the state that I live in, unfortunately, I have to fucking ask what they're going to be using it for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not creepy.
We literally have to.
Wait,
I
is it
know,
only
but,
for large
like,
amounts of money? Because
It is for large,
Australia's...
and these people are getting like $8,000 worth or some shit.
No, yeah, that makes sense. I had to go through the same thing when I took out for 15,000 for buying a house.
And of course,
so...
I have the idea of, all right, if they really don't want to tell me, I'm not going to pry, because you know, it's if they say it's a personal matter, I'll just say, all right, it's a personal matter. It's
What are
your
you
money.
taking out $10,000 for? Well, I really wanted some hookers and blow.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I'm not.
Oh, we talking about the time that Nosehair committed loan fraud?
I didn't commit loan fraud. What are you talking
No,
about?
he prevented loan fraud.
I prevented loan fraud.
No, we're talking about apparently people taking their money out of the banks under the reasoning of hookers and blow.
Nice.
It's mostly because people are just like, yeah, I don't really trust banks anymore. And of course, in my mind, I'm like, why would you trust banks in the first place?
Why would you ever?
Yeah, that sounds like a you problem.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like we do have this in fact showing up on the history bar. So yeah, we've covered this story before, but you know, it's bad enough that we can always read the opener again. But yeah, so 12 chapters, 55,000 words on this trans summer twin story. It was first published last year in August. So it's got a alright update rate of 8,000 words a month.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. It is not. Second volume of Grim Tales. I'm going to rewrite this. Okay. Right, so Team Light.
Ooga Booga the Wise. Wait, was that? Ooga Booga the Wise was a caveman finding the relic of knowledge?
Yes.
That sounds better than most Ruby stories.
Yes. Team Light. A group of heroes are sent to the world of Juego Mundo, where they were on journey. They will now have to be a part of in war with beings they didn't know about, but it about to get a lot crazier. 1,000 chapters.
1.38 million words.
Yeah. 4,600 reviews. Are you guys ready for the next number? Are you guys ready for it?
Sure.
100 favorites.
100 follows.
This has to be a re-upload of some sort. Just look at the publication and update. Like, this has to be a re-upload.
I mean,
Well, no, there's 7 authors working on this thing. So...
What?
There's 7 OCs from 7 authors.
Ugh.
Whitebeard Shikai? Wait, what was that? What was that review I just saw?
Don't worry about it.
Doki Doki,
I
Nagi,
think we're worrying about it.
Shrek and Puss in Boots.
Oh, so it gets even
Goldilocks?
worse. So, it gets worse.
Tell?
All of the authors are reviewing this story.
Yeah.
All 7 of the authors are reviewing the story, commenting on each chapter.
Booyah and shit like that. Onaga from Mortal Kombat.
Hang with that.
What? So 6 people show up. 6 men, 1 woman. One looks like Dante from Devil May Cry, the anime, but he's got black hair.
Green eyes.
But he
Haven't we done
And
this
a
one
British
before?
Union flag.
Yes. He's got the British Union flag. Wearing a black 3/4 length hooded leather coat with red interior with British Union flag on left arm and a gray tank top with fingerless gloves and black faded jeans and black military boots and a black necklace that is reminiscent of the perfect amulet in Victor Quillsilver. The other guy has green hair with sky blue eyes, and he looked like a Jedi. His name is Hank Banner.
Hank. Wild Hank.
Perish.
The third one looks like Rika Hanadishi. Who the fuck is that? With the
Rika
red
Hanabishi.
hair, the yellow accents, and was wearing Xeno Goku's outfit. Her name is Aka Barizu. The fourth one looks like Athron Zala from Gundam Seed, but he's got black hair with red eyes. And
Gundam
people
Seed
don't
is
freak out
terrible.
about it because his eyes look like jewels. He's got red eyes, but people don't freak out about it because they look like jewels.
Yeah, no.
This is fucking dumb.
Yes.
I feel like we've covered this before.
Apparently you
Yeah, I
have.
think
It's
so
just
too.
sounding familiar.
We have. He was wearing Emiya armor minus the shroud and black fingerless gloves. This is Leonidas Yuki. The fifth one has black hair, fair skin, green shirt, black jacket, blue jeans, black sneakers. His name's Zach Furno. He uses fire magic.
Jack Furno.
The woman has long red hair with red eyes and blue clothes that is based on Ben 10. This is Yukaze. The final one is Leader. He's got purple hair and red eyes, wearing version of Hit clothing from DBZ Supar, and he has 2 earrings.
Wait, DZB subpar? I mean, it's a bit of a hot take, but okay.
He has 2 earrings, white and gold orbs. His name is Dragon Tepes.
So, no.
So, yeah.
Fuck.
So this person is cursed by the Lord.
So, yes.
His name wasn't even Draken. It was just It wasn't even
Draco.
Dracula. It was fucking just
Draco.
Yeah. Yes, this is actually coming back to me, so I have to drink.
Yeah.
So I have to drink.
Look, I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that.
I'm recalling things I don't want to.
I no longer wish to recall this information.
So anyway, they were all standing there, and then they saw something that made them duck, and so they ducked, and then 3 of Pillar got cut down. Pretty good reflexes X's for the humans. They looked up, saw a woman. She was Gothic Lolita of Japanese fashion. And this is the part where Sign chimed in with the exact character she looked like.
So,
I don't
Sign,
fucking remember.
really?
What's she look like again?
Gothic Lolita with purple hair, purple eyes, black fingernails, teardrops on cheeks.
My internet just protected me from that heresy.
Oh.
Gothic what?
Gothic Lolita.
Lolita. Purple hair, purple eyes, teardrops on the cheeks.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one.
I don't remember.
However, she also wears fingerless evening style gloves and leg warmers, but people are not sure if that's part of her outfit or not.
What? They're being worn. That automatically qualifies it as
Obviously.
part of the outfit.
Well, no, Atin. Maybe
about
she didn't save the leg warmers in the wardrobe menu over outfit 1. Duh.
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to kill you.
Anyway.
God.
Yeah.
Who wants to read the react fict instead?
No.
Ugh.
No.
No.
Wish they made a react fic for their own story.
Obviously.
Yep,
Yeah.
one of the
no.
other 7. Sorry, I just wanted something other than. I know enough about Bleach that I'm just looking through it, like how they made Soy Fon a whore.
Do what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well I brought this up the very first time I ever came onto this stream, and yeah, so apparently Yoruichi after the Quincy War just literally corrupted Soy Fon. It's implied that Soy Fon's fucked her entire squad, and that every time there's a newbie, she invites them into her office, and all the other was like, "Where's the newbie?" Captain took him. Oh, and
I
that's
thought
everyone's reaction.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought Soy Fon was supposed to have that huge lady boner for Yoruichi, and
It did,
they
and then
were supposed to be
apparently
lesbians together.
Yeah, but she got
technically
some
did,
of
but
that...
slept with Yoruichi once and then became a whore. Apparently,
A whore for dick?
everyone,
Okay.
everything. She sleeps with everyone in her division.
Okay.
Yoruichi apparently broke her so bad that she just needs sex.
Wow.
Yeah.
That says a lot about Yoruichi.
Wait,
Yeah,
I
it
forget,
does.
was this canon or not?
Canon. This is canon in
Okay.
the after books, in the Burn the
Yep.
Witch or whatever books.
Right.
This is canon.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you sharing that information with me now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, yeah, Burn the Witch has some very questionable things, but I like the fact that they gave Hisagi the double scythe dude a Bankai. It's pretty cool.
Oh, so wait, Burn the Witch is part of it.
Yep.
Yeah, Burn the Witch is the sequel now.
Burn the
Which
Witch
also
is the British branch
Yeah.
of the Japanese afterlife.
Yes.
Yep.
But basically, it's still funny how the cycle of reincarnation is completely false. Anyone who dies just ends up in hell.
Wait, what?
Yes,
What?
Bleach canon now. If you were eaten by a hollow and that hollow is killed, you don't get purified and go to Soul Society. You get sent to hell, even if it's not your fault. You just got eaten. Anything
That's
that
fucked.
dies just goes to hell, except Quincy's. I think they just die or get destroyed.
That's kind of fucked.
But what about when?
What about when what? Oh, sorry, it's cut out.
Okay, but what about when normal people just die?
Go to if they don't get sent to Soul Society and they just get killed, they go to hell. Otherwise, they're eaten by a hollow and stuck inside the hollow.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just everything goes to hell.
Who decided this?
Taite
No,
Kubo
the system's broken.
Kubo in spite because he's being forced to keep writing for popularity when he's actually got injuries that stop him from writing properly. He's literally like got self-harmed and injured from fucking writing and doing Bleach, and they're
So
still
we can
trying
just
to keep
ignore like 95% of what he actually writes then.
Basically, yeah, everything after the Quincy War and even parts of during the Quincy War is all written through pure spite because they're trying to keep him going on a popular franchise.
I was gonna say, why did they make that new chapter again?
They've got him by the balls in spite. Yeah, it's literally they've got him by the balls in contract, so he's doing it off spite. The only good shit that's come from it is the Gyaru, whose Impacto summons a bear just to bullshit. That's fucking cool. And Hisagi's Bankai, which makes it so that everyone is equal. Your Reiatsu, just everything. You can't use any spells or anything. It's just pure weaponry skills. Your pure skills.
That's fucking dumb.
Get on my level, bro. Well, no, when you're as
Yeah,
good as he
it's
is, that's a fantastic skill.
It literally forces everyone onto the same level, and only those with the better fighting skill will actually win or more experience. You can't use your Shikai, you can't use anything. It's just pure weaponry and I think Keto and spells and stuff.
So everyone is basically jumped to normal.
Yes, he's basically the ultimate anti-Shinigami because he can make it so that no other Shinigami can use their Shikai or Bankai when he uses his Bankai. I think it doesn't affect it if you activate your ability though before he activates his Bankai.
Yeah, that's fucking dumb.
Anyway,
yeah.
So we're on to Pokemon now.
Yes.
God.
Oh boy.
So, if this is any sort of crossover, it's going to involve incest. Otherwise, it's Pokemon on human.
Pokemon, the Sinnoh Champion Cup. Set 20 years after Dawn saves the world from Cyrus, the region is now being threatened by the annoyances of Team Terror, Emperor, and Inferno. How will their interference affect the Champion Cup challenges? Please submit your own OCs.
Mine's Tobias with a full Ubers team, just like regular Pokemon.
Yep. Let's see. Looker times some random OC that's female or something. Question mark. Whatever.
Lance and OC.
No, this is Steven Stone times Lance.
What?
Yep. Lance likes dick.
Why does it say OC then?
Because he also fucks the OC.
Yeah.
Of course.
Pokemon Darn of Arcana. The final clash with Mewtwo is upon us. Darkness will rise and light will fall. The entire age of the world is coming to an end.
Darkness.
Yeah, no, I'm bored. Pokemon Extinction. The world is on the verge of collapse when a man who pisses Pokemon with burning passion and ruthless rampage necromaza threaten world destruction. With tensions running between every single legendary, even Arceus and Mew won't be able to stop the coming fire. And when all hope is lost, Ash will just save the day.
Hey, no, we already talked about the twink.
What?
AO? Fuck do you say?
I thought you hummed the Legend of Zelda. I thought you hummed the Legend of Zelda theme there, so that's why when we already talked about the twink.
Yes. Why did you go to that statement? Why did that come to your mind first?
Because of the fucking Gerudo outfit.
Fucking degenerate.
yeah.
That was unfortunately.
Yes, that is in fact what he is saying.
I know. I fucking hate the Gerudo outfit. It's not even doesn't even look that good. I don't know
No,
why
it
everyone's
doesn't.
like, oh, it's like, oh, it makes
It
him so
doesn't.
sexy. No, you're
It's just
fucking weird.
cross-dressing.
Yeah, it's cross-dressing.
But to be fair, other than most things make him look like a fucking trap or twink. I think only one I don't see it in is Twilight Princess. That's more dark and edgy, and the ones with a kid.
I mean, no. Like in like Skyward Sword, he looks perfectly normal.
He looks normal in Breath of the Wild too. It's just the fucking fact that they
It's
put
the fact
him
that
in
the one outfit, and then everyone decided to make fan art.
That
literally
it.
That is it.
And of course, every single fucking degenerate is just like, oh, it's so cute, haha.
It's fucking
makes me want to kill
disgusting.
myself.
Divinity. Ash and Co are now all young adults, and they have sex with Dawn. I'll escape and I'll thrive. Team Rocket is vile, blah blah blah, they're very evil. In the true depths of their deceit, they are known to all. One boy is born a rocket, and he must call for help. Okay.
Oh yeah.
500,000 gigavolts. A Pika transformation fanfic. Being stuck in the Viridian Forest makes me realize that it's dangerous here. Will I ever be someone other than Lucas Bright, or will I be another Pikachu?
Marty, 1.21 kilowatts.
Please fucking stop.
Please cease speaking for eternity.
Whoa. Death be upon ye.
Honestly, it's 9 o'clock.
We're done.
We're done. See you guys next time on this fucking show. There's always more.
Story time's the best because I only needed one drink for this.
There's always more, and it always gets worse, though.
Mm-hmm.